we do have this issue where, Trump and his supporters are way over here with a majority of people are MS-13 is the story. And then there's over here where a bunch of people wish that there kind of was no border and that there was a perfect system in which everyone could just come in and there would be no emotional or physical hardships. And that universe will never exist.
Right.
There will
Jake,
always be
America
sad stories, and they have just exacerbated this situation.
I mean, this country specializes in vilifying black and brown folks. Let's just be clear. The president picked that narrative about gang activity deliberately because he's picking that narrative to explain our Hispanic, mainly Hispanic on the southern border, sisters and brothers. He doesn't use that same narrative with other immigrants in this country. Even when he made the shithole country comment, he was talking about countries and nations of color. So let's not delude ourselves. This is a deliberate narrative that the president has used. It is a deliberate policy that his administration has put in place to dehumanize black and brown people in this country, and it plays to a certain segment of this country.
Listen, I think this is the same president you're talking about that has wanted to have a pathway for citizenship for 2 million illegals that President Obama didn't offer.
I mean, you know what? That's all well and good.
But so how is that a racist policy?
What is he doing?
How's that a racist policy?
What is he doing right now?
He offered. The Democrats rejected that out of hand.
Forget the Democrats. The Republicans are in control, David.
I'm saying he put forth a credible proposal.
We didn't do it with the Republicans.
Also,
he did. He put forth a credible proposal.
I do look forward to the midterm pitch that the United States of America specializes in vilifying black and brown people. I do not think that will work for Democrats.
They do.
Take it to the polls. Take it to the voters and enjoy.
No, we will take it to the polls, but the history of this country, too. How many examples would you like me to give you about how this country specializes in that?
This is not a great pitch.
16, 19, next year, 1919, it'll be 400 years since the first Africans were brought to this continent as slaves. So it's not a pitch, it's a reality in this country. And the fact that you're taking such a cavalier attitude about the suffering of black and brown people in this country is appalling.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely appalling. Are you trying to say that this country does not specialize in racism and bigotry?
No, I am saying that racism exists. I am saying that the United States of America
but you have the luxury. You have the luxury to be cavalier about it. But my folks don't have the luxury of being cavalier about it.
Listen, I think the fact that
you don't understand my point because you never lived a day in my shoes or the shoes of my ancestors. This is not a political pitch. This is reality.
Mary Catherine, finish your point, and then Joe.
What I'm being cavalier about is something I think we all agree about, which is that the United States of America is the freest country on the face of the earth and gives the most
all kinds
opportunity.
Of oppression.
I know that, but gives the most opportunity possible to brand us as
you're talking about this through a political lens. I'm talking about this through a life lens.
The saddest thing is that we have a president who plays on this division instead of trying to bring people together.
Oh, Joe, it's like gambling in Casablanca? Really? This president? Hasn't happened everywhere before?
That's nowhere before?
Well, let's just say this one's unconventional.
Joe, you specialize in this stuff, buddy. You run races.
That's whataboutism, man. You're right there with the whataboutism.
You did it. Joe, that's what you do for a living.
This is really messed up.
You spin for a living, bud.
This is really messed up. This is not a spin. People's lives are on the line. Kids have been separated from their parents.
The president doesn't drive this division at all. Never.
This is not spin.
No, Joe, I'm not. Listen, but for you to say I'm shocked that the president is doing this. You do it for a career.
He's doing it for a career, too.
Explain what you mean when you say Joe.
Well, Joe's a political consultant. Joe runs races. Joe runs races. You've never run a negative ad against somebody? How about you just talked about the Doug Jones race? What happened there? Did you run any negative ads?
Of course.
Tons, right? So how is that?
So what does that have to do with the president of the United States, who is the president of the United States, not a political consultant, deciding to divide the American people along deep-seated divisions that need to be healed and brought together?
So I agree. So the politics of race is terrible on both sides, right? I think it's a
terrible.
I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible. Listen, for Republicans to do it,
or Democrats. I'm not saying that Republicans have a monopoly on racism and bigotry. What I'm saying is that we have become numb to some of the very real challenges in this country that are being exacerbated by this president. But he didn't invent racism and discrimination. I'll be the first one to say that. But to have people who are not black and brown to be cavalier around this panel, I am highly offended. I am just highly offended by this.
All I'm asking is that we don't make it only that. The United States of America is not just about only that, but that is part of it. That was all I was saying.
Was this country, did this country enslave Africans? Did this country take away the land of the Native Americans? Did this country have Jim Crow and black codes? That's not in my imagination.
No, it's not.
And still, there are articles that are being written right now that still says that it'll take about 228 years for the average African American to catch up with the wealth of the average white person in this country, and we all have to care about it. So it is race and it is class.
But to say that our country,
the country was founded on racism and bigotry, David, and
to
it
say
does.
that America specializes.
Black men are being shot. Oh my Lord!
We shouldn't say it specializes. I don't think
it specializes in it.
Strong feelings.